Good evening. The political temperature across the Horn of Africa is boiling, and nowhere is this more evident than in the recent abrupt travel plans of Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki. After days of heightened regional tension, President Isaias has arrived in Cairo, Egypt for an unexpected 5-day visit at the invitation of President Abdel Fattah El-Sisi. This visit is not a routine diplomatic engagement. It is a direct response to two rapidly unfolding crises that threaten the stability of both Eritrea and Egypt. The journey follows Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's strong public declarations on Ethiopia's need for sovereign access to the Red Sea, a topic that immediately raises alarms in Asmara. Crucially, it comes amid a disastrous shift in Sudan's civil war, where the forces backed by Cairo and Asmara are suffering heavy defeats. Isaias is now facing two existential threats, a political one from the east, and a military one approaching rapidly from the west. The Western Front, Sudan's crisis and Hemedti's advance. The most immediate trigger for the Isaias-Sisi meeting is the catastrophic turn of events in Sudan's civil war. The conflict pits the Sudanese armed forces SAF of General Abdel Fattah Al-Burhan against the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces RSF, led by General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo Hemedti. For both Egypt and Eritrea, their alliance with General Al-Burhan is clear. Asmara has provided extensive logistical and military support to the SAF. Reports indicate Eritrea allows pro-Al-Burhan militias to undergo military training on Eritrean soil. Crucially, when the RSF established drone superiority over the SAF, Al-Burhan's Air Force jets reportedly moved to Eritrea as a temporary sanctuary. The Dagalo threat is real. Dagalo's RSF recently achieved a major victory by capturing the key city of El Fasher in North Darfur. This success has fueled their advance towards central Sudan and areas bordering Eritrea. The prospect of an RSF-controlled border is terrifying for Isaias, particularly as Dagalo holds a deep personal grudge against the Eritrean president. This resentment stems from Isaias publicly revealing a private conversation where Dagalo allegedly confessed his intent to start the war. The fear is that a victorious RSF would immediately seek to punish Eritrea for its support of Al-Burhan, potentially destabilizing Eritrea's western border and upending the regional balance of power. This is what prompted Egypt, which views Al-Burhan as its regional partner, to first summon the Sudanese foreign minister and then President Isaias. The Eastern threat, Ethiopia, and geopolitical containment. The trip to Cairo is also a response to the long-standing geopolitical rivalry with Ethiopia, which has been amplified by Addis Abeba's renewed push for sea access. Egypt's strategy of containment. Egypt's strategic opposition to Ethiopia is long-standing and multi-layered. Historically, Cairo has viewed a strong, unified Ethiopia as a threat to its Nile River interests, especially concerning the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam GERD. Following Ethiopia's recent agreements for port access, Egypt moved to operationalize its alliances, actively strengthening a tripartite alliance with Eritrea and Somalia. This grouping is intended to create structural constraints and a strategic encirclement of Ethiopia. Eritrea's direct fear. For President Isaias, the eastern border is a constant source of anxiety. He remains deeply concerned that Ethiopia, fueled by its desire for a sovereign Red Sea outlet through areas like Assab, could launch a sudden attack. Isaias is reported to be accumulating military power along this border, seeing the Egyptian alliance as crucial military and diplomatic shielding. In essence, both Eritrea and Egypt are driven by a shared strategic goal: to counter and constrain Ethiopia's regional ambitions, particularly its pursuit of maritime power and its development of the GERD. The stakes, Nile, stability, and shifting alliances. The stakes of this Cairo meeting are incredibly high. For Egypt, the SAF's failure in Sudan is a nightmare. Egypt relies on Sudan's cooperation regarding the Nile waters. Al-Burhan is viewed as an ideological ally who supports Egypt's position on the GERD, unlike Hemedti, who has been engaging with Ethiopia and is suspected of receiving support from rivals like the UAE. The meeting aims to formulate a coherent strategy to prevent Sudan from falling completely into the hands of an unfriendly power. For Eritrea, President Isaias is seeking assurance. He needs Egypt's diplomatic weight and possibly material support to stabilize his western border against the emboldened RSF and deter a perceived threat from Ethiopia on his eastern flank. The 5-day duration of the visit underscores the gravity of the situation. It suggests that the leaders are attempting to coordinate not just a diplomatic message, but a substantial shift in regional security policy to manage the crisis in Sudan and the rising tensions with Ethiopia. The geopolitical alignment has never been so stark, a security pact between Cairo and Asmara against a formidable combination of internal and external pressures, with the fate of Sudan and the regional balance of power hanging in the balance. We will continue to follow this critical situation as the two leaders negotiate the path forward for the Horn of Africa.